Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I've got a very good excuse. It's my birthday today, so I think things have got a little bit delayed this morning. However, um, good morning. And as today is a lovely spring day, not it's absolutely pouring down here. So it's what I'm going to show you today is quite appropriate to the weather. So today, I don't know whether it is where you are, but where we are, it's half term this week. So I thought today I'd do some things for children, specifically a rainy day window dressing hanging. So I'm going to look at a couple of things. So one of the things we're going to make this morning is a very simple little rainy day umbrella. It's falling apart a little bit because I've just been trying to glue it. So this is like a paper umbrella with a nice little sparkly pipe cleaner. And we're also going to make these lovely little, they might not show very well on the camera, but they are like little raindrops made with translucent like tracing paper. So we're going to dangle these from our our window dressing. What do you call them? Suncatcher, but no sun, it's rain. So we're going to do little tiny, I'm going to show you how this technique is a lovely technique. I don't know if you can really see it on the camera, but like, which way do I go? That way. If it comes into focus, it's like a marbled wax between two sheets of translucent paper. It's really easy to make. It's really effective. All sorts of different things you can do with it. As yet, because I'm very behind, I haven't got your comments up. I will endeavour to while we're getting started, if you bear with me. So what you need today is, the other thing I'm going to show you is this lovely little beaded pipe cleaner dragonfly. Something very simple for kids to make. You can also hang these in your window as well. I think last year we did some butterflies very similar, but I'm going to show you that as well. So what you need, we'll maybe start with the dragonfly. What you need is some beads for your dragonfly. Mine are what are called pony beads. They're children's plastic beads and they have a big hole in them, so they're quite good for this sort of thing to thread on. Just let me find the right page. So we're going to start with the dragonfly. So you need a pipe cleaner. Now I've got these left over from Christmas, these really sparkly ones. So I thought I might use these. I've used the blue one on that. I might use the silver one with this and the blue beads. So I'll get my pipe cleaner out. I'm just going to turn the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. Just bear with me. I hope you don't fall over. Can you see my hands now? Yes, we can. So with your pipe cleaner, you actually need two when I'm thinking of it. Sorry, a little bit slow this morning. So we need two pipe cleaners. One's going to make the wings and one's going to make the body. So with the first one for the body, we fold it in half at the middle. Just give it a squeeze so it's nice and tight at the bottom. And we are going to, the top half of the top sort of quarter is going to be the head and the rest is going to be the body. And we're going to put the wings in between the head and the body. So we're going to thread our beads on accordingly. So what I would do first is just give it a little twist at the bottom. That'll broaden it out at the bottom, stop your beads sliding off. So with my beads, I've got I've got like a metallic blue and like a proper sort of dull blue. So I'm going to use the metallic ones for the body. So you just squeeze the two ends together and thread your beads on. And I think I've got 8 for the body. So we're going to thread these on. Sorry, I'm still trying to bring you up so I can see your comments. I'll just thread these on and make a nice long line for the body. It might be better if I tip them out and then I can actually see what I'm doing. It's quite simple, and the pony beads, because they've got a very wide hole in them, they're very good for children because they're easy to thread onto things. My friend's daughters were here just before and between Christmas and New Year, and we did beaded bracelets with these, which was nice because they're very very easy for the little ones to thread on. So one more of these darker blue ones, and that's my body completed. So that's the body. Then I'm going to leave a gap and put another bead on for the head, and then this is going to be the eyes. We're going to fold those over. So we'll do the wings next. So with the wings, you want to bring your two ends to the middle and make sure they're very even in size, and then just give them a little twist, the ends round the middle, just to hold them in place. Now you can put another pair of wings on if you want. I'm thinking dragonflies do have 2 pairs of wings, so you could make another pair that's slightly smaller by cutting a bit off your pipe cleaner. So that will then sit around the middle, and to secure them, I'm just going to twist that one to that side and that one to that side, like that. So I've got a little twist in the middle that secured them. You might just want to open up this tail end a little bit to stop those body ones sliding off, and then we'll just give them a little pinch at the sides to make sure they're even, make them a nice wing shape. All right, so then the next thing we're going to thread on is another bead. That's going to be the little head of the dragonfly. You can put 2 on if you want. So that slides down to the body there. So you can see there we've got our head on the top there. Just bear with me a second. I am trying to find your comments. I really do like to see your comments when I'm that's me when I'm working. Gotcha. Anybody else out there this morning? Right, so to form their little eye, sort of, dragonflies have quite big eyes, and to form them we coil up these 2 long antennae almost pieces. So I'm gonna just coil them round in a tight spiral. Can you see what I'm doing? So as I said, these are nice, easy crafts to do with your kids, especially on a wet, rainy day like today, if you're stuck at home. Or grandkids even. I suppose a lot of people have their grandkids in there. We don't have any grandchildren yet. Soon, hopefully. So there we go. How simple was that to do? And it's very effective. Kids will love it. As I say, you could put another little pair of wings on and even them out. And that you can hang that from your window as well. If you just put a piece of thread sort of around actually I can do that. I'm using this nice metallic silver thread today because it's got a glint to it, but it's virtually invisible. So I could put a bit of that on it. So I'll just cut that and I will tie it round underneath the bead. That's the head. It's quite fine, this, and quite fiddly to tie, so please forgive me if I'm taking ages. So then you could hang that as part of your window display as well. And the glittery pipe cleaners will really catch the sunshine. Isn't that lovely? I like that. I like dragonflies. We've had a pond built in our village last summer, and it had loads of dragonflies. It was really nice. Just bear with me, I'm having a cup of tea. I've got a bit of a dry throat this morning. So there's my 2 dragonflies ready to be hung in the window. I might hang these in my patio window downstairs because it catches the light quite a lot. Okay, so we'll move on to the umbrella. And what you need for your umbrella is some coloured paper. Now I've chosen these greens and blues because I think they're nice spring colours, but you can choose any colour you like to make your umbrella nice and bright. And you need 9 circles, 9 or 10, but 9. On mine here I used 9 circles, and I think that's quite enough. You also need a pipe cleaner for your stem, so I'm going to use this nice dark blue one this time. So you cut out, what you need to cut out are some circles out of 9 circles, and mine are roughly about 3.5 inches in diameter. I actually drew around a lid, a plastic tub. So I used this 3.5 inch plastic tub, and because I like to do things quickly, I also put all my, I've got 6 sheets here, I think, 1, 2, no, 5, 4, 5, 6, and I've got another green piece there, so that would make 6, and I cut them into squares that were big enough, and then I cut through all of them at once because I don't like to mess around. So I'm going to put that on and draw around my lid. This is my disappearing pen, which are great. If you've ever seen these, they're friction pens. Look, when you rub them and they get warm, the marks disappear. Oh, brilliant. I use them on fabric. And if you draw on your fabric, then you iron over it, the mark disappears. So I'm just going to use my paper scissors to cut quickly around these. And I have prepared some earlier, so we have got a little bit of a headway on this. So we're cutting out our circles. Now I've used what I thought was a light blue and a mid blue, but they actually look very similar. Doesn't matter. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 there, and a few that I did earlier. So what we're going to do with them now is each circle we're going to fold it in half that way, and then fold it in half that way. So what we have is an edge that's folded, and that's got all 4 folds in it, and then we've got the 2. This is the edge that is going to stay. This is going to be the middle. I'm not very good at explaining today, am I? This is going to be the middle, this is going to be the outside edge, and when we form our umbrella, you open up the sections like that. So you want to fold all of your circles into these. So that would be, that's 9. I've got 6 already done there, so I'll do 6 blue ones as well. 3 more blue ones. Okay, so just quickly fold these into quarters. This is all very simple, like even youngest children, you know, as long as they can handle a pair of scissors, can do this. I'm going to use my hot glue gun to stick them together just because it's quicker when I'm on screen to do that. But you can just use PVA glue, or you can use glue stick, or you can use double-sided tape. The hot glue is a little bit hot for little ones. So when we've got our 9 quarters, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to now, what we want to do now is just stick them in the middle. So you can see this one's already been stuck. So where I'm going to put my glue is unfold it into a half, and then we're going to put the glue on that middle fold there. So wait while my glue warms up a little bit. I'm going to do that with every section. In a minute, I'm going to do that with every section. Tell you what, I'll try glue stick so you can see how that works as well. Glue stick will stick them, but it's not as a permanent stick, so you have to be quite careful. So what you want to do is put the glue there on the fold and fold it and crease it quite so, just so that it kind of half keeps together. We don't want to glue it fully together, but just enough so it keeps it from unfolding. So you could clip them together with a close peg actually while it's drying, while you do the rest. So that would help keep it dry. But my glue gun it's heated up now. So I'm just going to put a line of glue up the middle there, being careful not to burn my fingers, as I usually do. This just provides a stiff edge and stops them we're all stuck up, stops them fully opening up and giving you that nice sort of umbrella feel. It's important you get it on each end of your crease, not as important in the middle. Sometimes hot glue can come out a bit stringy. Have I done them all now? I think I have. Yeah. 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 Right. So once you've done that, you're going to put them together to make your umbrella. Now, it's important that you get the right sides. When I said before that there was a crease in it that got all 4 pieces in, it's this crease. It's where we put the glue on the inside of that crease. So it's important that this is where you join all these sections of your umbrella together, because if you join them here, for instance, they wouldn't open up properly. So we want to join them there so that they can open. And we're going to glue all these edges together. So ideally, because I got a bit mixed up before, I would set them out in sections so that I know I'm going to glue that edge and I'm going to stick that edge on. So I'm going to put all my other sections with the right folded edge upwards so that I know that they are going to, which way I'm going to join them together, just because I get quite confused. So you can see I've put that one in the wrong place. Should be that way. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to put a thin layer of glue along that folded edge, making sure that there is glue at the top and the bottom. That's the most important bit. Then I'm going to sandwich this one on the top, making sure I've got the right fold. So you can see then that they will open up the sections. And I'm going to do a 2 blue and a green, I think, so that I've got some difference in my sections when they open up. Keep that just a very light layer of glue, enough to just stick it and not enough to clag them all together. It's a little bit like putting pages in a book, this. And you'll see when you unfold it that you have a slight hole up the middle, which is where your umbrella stick will go, handle. So not many to go now, just the last few. Make sure I put some on the end. If you don't get it on either end, it opens up funny and it'll come apart a little bit. So put the last green one in. Stick it together a bit now. Now, if you didn't want to put this together into like a window hanger, you could just hang your raindrops from your umbrella. Now, where's my pipe cleaner? And again, I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to give a twist at the top because I want to leave a. That's my hanging loop. Can you see? So that's my hanging loop. And then I'm just going to gently twist these together all the way down, just so that they look like one stick rather than 2. And then at the bottom, make sure that they're quite twisted there. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to open up our umbrella sections and bring them together. I'm doing this quite gently because I don't want to upset my glue. Any sections where you think, like I'm thinking that section there isn't very well glued, I'm going to just put a dot more glue in just to hold it. Now what I'm going to do is glue the pipe cleaner inside before I open it up. Morning, Rosemary. I've got many people watching today. Say hello if you're there. It does help. It does help. I do like it. So I'm going to pop that there so that the little loop is up at the top of the curve, and the rest of the pipe cleaner is going down the middle. And I'm just going to glue that in, just because it makes it easier, I think, than trying to feed it through after. So we'll pop that on there. Okay, give it a minute to set, and then we're going to open up our sections round it. This is a delicate bit. You open it up like a concertina, you know, like those concertina Christmas tree decorations, like, well, Christmas tree, but hanging decorations that you see. So the two outside sections we want to bring together there, and we're going to glue them on either side of our, I'm running out of glue now, on either side of the pipe cleaner up the middle. So I'm just going to put some glue on like that, because we want them to glue over the pipe cleaner, but we don't want to glue them together, if that makes sense, because we want to open them up in a minute. So I'm just going to pinch that till it sets, and that should hold quite firmly now. So essentially our umbrella's made, and all we need to do now is just put finishing touches to it. And to do that, we are going to just press up, just slightly, put your finger in and press up with your thumb the bottom crease, and that will open up the sections. And for each piece of paper you put in, there's two sections, if we've stuck them in right, which I think we have this time. I didn't on my first one. Did I mention it's my birthday? Probably did. I'm quite happy to tell everybody it's my birthday. I'm having a nice day doing what I love most, which is crafting. So I'm crafting with you this morning, and then this afternoon it's my Crafty Ladies Craft Club here in the village, and we'll probably have cake. In fact, I know we'll have cake because I bought lots of cake yesterday. My glue's coming undone here, so I might have to put an extra dot of glue in there. I'm just opening up these last few sections. It's quite therapeutic, this actually. Quite enjoy it. Right, so we have got a bit of a gap. So what I'm going to do is just put some glue there, and then just push them together. So I'm gluing the concertina bits, but not gluing the section closed. And it just helps to just bring it together, and I'll just do it again there. Good morning, Sylvia. Thank you for the birthday wishes. So, as you can see, if I just press that one open a bit now, we've got our lovely umbrella. It will probably need a bit more tweaking to just pull the sections apart, but there we go. Now, just to finish it off, just give yourself a little bit of an umbrella handle at the bottom by curling that end up, and there you go. That's your umbrella. Now, to do our raindrops, I love this method. I've only discovered it quite recently, but I do like it. Just bear with me while I take another drink because I'm a bit dry. So this is quite simple, and you create a really nice, I'm going to show you this because the one I did, my practice one. You create a really nice piece of translucent colour, and it's like a marbled effect, and it's dead simple to do. Now I'm doing mine with an iron. I wouldn't recommend you give the kids an iron unless they're older, but you can also do it with hot air gun or a hairdryer. It's a bit more difficult with the hairdryer to spread do the marbling, but I'll show you how it's done. So for this you need a piece of tracing paper, old-fashioned tracing paper. If you've got greaseproof paper, the white kind, not the baking parchment kind, that'll do just as well. It just needs to be semi-translucent, and it needs to be white instead of the brown colour, because that doesn't really look the same. I'm just going to fold that and cut it in half. So I've got two sort of A5 size pieces. Now you do need, as I say, you do need heat for this. I'm just going to tweak my iron. I think it's on. My crafting iron broke yesterday, and I'm having to use my good iron, so I have to be really careful not to get wax on it. Now, I've chosen to do blues because obviously mine are raindrops. You could do this with any colours you like. It would be really nice with yellows and oranges to make like a sunset colour. I might try that another day. I've got 2 wax crayons. Now, these are quite chunky wax crayons. If you've got the thinner ones, we're going to shave bits off them. You can use a pencil sharpener. These wouldn't go in my pencil sharpener, so I'm having to just shave bits off them with the scissors. So I'm just going to peel some of the paper off because I used this yesterday, so a little bit of it's gone in. I've used the top bit, so I just need a bit more. And you just simply, I'm using scissors, and you just shave bits of the crayon off. That's simple. Now I'm using two colours of blue, a light blue and a dark blue, and you're just scattering these little shavings of wax. As I say, if you're using a pencil sharpener, it's a lot easier. All over the. Now, if I'd thought on, I could have found a white one as well, and that would have been nice in this mixture. But obviously, the translucent paper or semi-translucent paper will provide just as much white. So you want it to have a good spread all over your paper. Now the beauty of the wax is, of course, it melts and it sticks the two pieces of paper together. You don't need any glue. So that's pretty good. I want to get quite a good covering because then you've got plenty of paper to use. Some more of the darker blue over here. It will spread out quite a bit once you heat it. Right, I'm just gonna, that'll do, I think. So then you put your other piece on top, and then you just gently, now bear with me while I try not to knock everything over with my iron. You want your iron set on its lowest setting, just because you don't want to burn anything else. And then you simply put the iron on top and just try to, I don't want to put it on my board. You put the iron on and move it, and the wax melts and spreads out with the iron moving. Now you just want to keep that smooth and down until it starts to set again. Well, it very quickly sets. Wax very quickly melts and very quickly sets. So it has stuck a little bit to my board because I've got too much glue on my board. Right, so mine has actually come apart a bit. I'm going to just press it again. Smooth it down. And there you go. If you bear with me a minute, I have got a towel here, which is what I should have used in the first place. I'm just going to do that again because it's melted and then it's come apart because I moved it too quickly. So I'll leave that to one side to let the wax set again, and I'll show you the one I made earlier. So all you need to do now is cut out your teardrop shapes. So choose a bit that you like. You need sometimes pieces like this where there's not much glue, I mean not much wax, you can get one out of it, but you don't want to use it where there's very little wax, otherwise it won't stay together. So I'm just cutting out raindrop shapes like that, like a teardrop. And I'm going to cut them all along my piece of paper. Adorably freehand. It's not very accurate, this. It doesn't have to be, because raindrops are just raindrops. And the kids will love doing this. I wish I could hold it up against the window and show you what it looks like with the light through it, but it's just a bit difficult at the moment because I'm having to sit facing the window so that you can see me on this gloomy day. So I cut some out earlier and I've got those there. Now, as I said before, you can dangle them from your umbrella. Now, I've got my, we'll look back at my umbrella that I made earlier. I'm sticking to the board now. And I'm simply going to just thread, I've got a needle threaded with my silver thread. I'm just going to pull it through a little hole, make a little hole and pull it through. and then cut it and tie it off without getting everything tangled around my. So I'm going to cut my thread there, pull my raindrop down so it's at the bottom, and then just tie that in a knot. I said rainbow then, I meant raindrop. I think it's because I'm thinking that rainbow colours would be really nice for your umbrella if you're doing this, wouldn't it? And then you just simply hang it from your umbrella like that. Oops, where are you? There. That's. Now, what I plan to do is make like I can't remember the word, a hanging thing for the window out of my raindrops. So I need something to hang them from, and I thought, what better than a cloud? Now I've got my little pile of raindrops there cut out. And I'm going to make my cloud. I'm going to use a piece of blue card and a piece of white felt, so it's different on both sides. And I'm just going to use my disappearing pen and draw a cloud shape. Now you need to use some card because it needs to have a bit of stiffness to it to hang in your window. So that's my cloud shape. I'm going to cut that out and then use that as a template to draw my felt. You can't use just the felt on its own because it's a bit floppy. So I'm just going to cut this out of my stiffer card. And then I'm going to use that as a template on my felt. Do it that way because it's, and again I'm using my disappearing pen, so the marks will disappear. So I'm just going to draw that round. I'm going to stick the felt to the card. I'm going to use the glue stick for that because it's quicker and it spreads out nicely. So just cut my felt. These aren't very good scissors for cutting felt. With my paper scissors. Mobile. I knew if I left, my brain is menopausal at the moment and it works. I forget things. But as soon as I stop thinking about them, they come back. Now, this is an ideal opportunity for me to show you as well how the disappearing pen works with the iron. So I'm going to put lots of glue stick on this right up to the edges. And place my felt over that side. Now you can still see there are still some pen marks on it. If I touch that with my iron, it's like magic. The pen marks have gone. Yeah, I'm very easily impressed. So that's our base of our top of our mobile. Bear with me a sec. I'm going to punch holes through it with a hole punch. I have a little single hole punch just because it'll be easier than trying to thread the thread through it. So I'm just hoping it'll cut through the felt as well. Yeah, just about. I'm going to put the holes in before it's getting stuck because it doesn't like the felt. There we go. To make it easy to hang my raindrops. So I'm going to put about 5 holes along. It's easier if I pull the felt off the back of the hole punch and then and one last one at this end. This is curling a little bit now because I've used the glue stick. It will, however, as it dries, it'll flatten out again. So, as before, I've cut out several of these little raindrops from my waxy paper. I've made slightly bigger ones on this, and I'm going to thread them 2 or 3 to a strand. So this is my silver thread, my very fine silver thread. As I said before, it'll look almost invisible. You'll just get a glint, which is quite nice. And I'm going to pierce the raindrop at the bottom and run like a gather stitch up it. I'm going to leave a bit of a thread at the bottom, then I can you see what I'm doing? I'm running like a gather stitch up the raindrop, and then I'm going to pull the needle through. I might put a bead on the bottom. I had a bead left. That will stop the raindrops running off the end, and it will also make them hang better. So it's not happening today, is it? I'm all fingers and thumbs. It's very, very fine, this silver thread, so it is quite difficult to tie. But it, as I say, you need it quite fine to get the almost like half invisible raindrop effect. Bear with me while I tie that last. There we go. So what we're going to do is carry on threading along this thread several raindrops. I can pick it up again. You can see that the bead on the bottom, can you see that? Yeah, the bead on the bottom holds it down. So I'm going to do smaller raindrops towards the bottom, and again I'm just running a gather stitch up them. Once the wax actually clings quite well to the thread, so they shouldn't move up and down it once you've got them threaded on. So they should stay spaced apart. And then I'm going to put some bigger ones. Also, the thread will help keep them together if your wax does tend to soften, if it might soften in the sunlight, and the thread will keep the two pieces together. So I'm just going to put that one on. Can you see how we're looking? I'll just do the one, because obviously you're going to do more than one. You might want to pull your raindrops down a little bit and get them a bit closer together, and then we are going to then thread this through our punched hole and tie it. The needles come unthreaded now. This is the bit where your children might need a bit of help. Fishing line's quite good for this kind of thing as well, because it's virtually invisible as well when you and it's quite easier to tie than this very narrow thread, very fine thread. So I've tied that off. Now I'm having trouble picking my needle up. Nails don't help, but I've had my nails done for my birthday because we're going out tonight. Now I'll rethread that because I'll hold it up to show you in a minute, but I want to put my umbrella on this as well. So I'm going to put my umbrella in the next hole. I'll tie the thread on before I hang the umbrella off it, because that umbrella's a bit heavier. And it, sorry about this, this is really quite embarrassing, but I can't tie a knot. I blame everything these days on old age, because my limbs, my little fingers aren't quite as lish as they were. And then thread the needle through the little hook we made in the top of our umbrella, and then tie it. And what I'm going to do is go back through my hole and tie it again. And so it's nice and secure, it's got a double a double knot there. Go around it again. Right, so I'm quite happy with that now. We could also put one of our dragonflies on, but I don't know whether dragonflies and umbrellas go together. Let me just pop you up because you'll get a better view of what it looks like. So here we go. This is our little rainy day mobile. There's our raindrop, translucent raindrops, and our umbrella. And once you've filled all your card up, that'll be really pretty, and we can hang that in the window. The nice thing is springtime showers don't last very long, hopefully. It's very grey today, and it's forecast to be very grey for the rest of the week, so we'll see how it goes. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. That took a bit longer than I thought it was going to take because of my knot tying skills, but thank you for joining me. I'm going off now to finish my cup of tea and have a piece of cake. And then this afternoon I've got Crafty Ladies, so there'll be more cake. And then tonight I'm going out for a meal, so that's a really nice day for me. And I shall see you, I think it's next week, towards the end of the month. We'll have another session. So thanks very much for joining me today. And I'll speak to you all soon.